Alright, I'm about to start a 3-player game of Ark Nova with the expansion. We're going to be all playing the same board, and we're playing on the one with the restaurant in the middle. We have to surround these spots for 1 income each. We don't need to close the enclosure, so it's a pretty decent board. So the 3 options are species diversity. I always like that one. That one's pretty easy to get. Reptiles, another one that's not too bad, and predators. So 3 pretty easy ones here to do. Of these cards, I don't really like any of these draft cards. This one allows you to swap out a sponsor card for one from the display. And if you ever upgrade it, you can discard one of those cards to do the purchase of one. I don't have a lot of use for that card. Spending 2 for a clever could be useful, but I think I'm going to opt for this one, which allows you to snap more, or snap more easily, I guess, just in case there's something up there and mine isn't in position 5. I can do a little snapping a little earlier, so I'm going to opt for that one. And now we just want to wait. This card does a digging. Maybe it's slightly better than the one I have. I don't know. I'm going to choose this build one. I don't particularly like to cover rock or water spaces, but if it's going to give me 2 to do so once I upgrade build, it'll at least be something. Hopefully I'll draw something better though. Alright, I'm going to keep the animals card. The hunter doesn't really come up much. Usually I have an animal after I'm done building, but maybe it does. I'm going to take the cards. I'm not a big fan of building on top of rock and water, so you lose the rock and water underneath, and I'm going to keep these 2. All right, we're getting the stuff. All right, things to look at. We've got special habitat. So if we collect a bunch of a specific continent, and there's none of this, the special projects that require a continent, we get 6 of a kind essentially. We're going to get 4. I have to have more than the red player in different categories. Yeah, that one's usually not bad either, so these 2 could be good. Alright, so diverse species. Well, certainly this is a great card for diverse species since it gives us 2. And doesn't require any other nonsense. Do we have a place to play it? Looks like we can play it right here. Yeah, and that'll touch 2. Alright, so that's a good one. We have reptile and predator as well. Well, here's a cheap reptile we don't have to worry about. And this is a reptile. So we could, it's a 3-player game, we could even do 2 reptiles and then work on the other things. So that looks good. This is another reptile. However, this is going to be costly to put out. This is a very good card to keep. What else? I don't have an herbivore for this, and it would require something else. I would like to keep it. This is another tag for an animal tag. However, it requires 3 reputation. That's not great for early on anyway. I think I'm going to keep this one. All right, so I'm going to build right here, build a 2. I'm going to grab this card, which has got 2 different animal tags and even the one that I have. So we're well on our way to getting to this top end species diversity. Yeah, I like that. All right, if I build a 1 enclosure right there, I can then put this polar bear there, and there, and then purchase the sea turtle tank to go there, and there, touching multiple waters. This one's touching, well, multiple waters as well. So that's going to be the option, but I need, again, to connect all this first. So I'm going to spend a turn building the 1 enclosure, which I kind of need anyway. So 1 enclosure next to a water for that reptile. And so next turn I'll put down the other 2 things. All right, so now the big move with the sponsor. Gotta play him first. We can put it right here. Had to touch this guy, and now we're going to buy 1 to go right here. All right, we'll grab a card. If it's worthwhile, then we will keep it. If not, we'll sell it. That's a decent card. That's going to give us 3 and an income of 3 and potentially some points. So I'm going to hang on to that. We've got spots for each of those things. I'm gonna just hang on to these. All right, now I'm gonna play my clever monkey to give me a 5th species tag and be able to play that for 5. I'm gonna clever the cards down so that I'll be able to get the sponsor up to 4 and play this potentially before the break. It is time for species diversity at 5. Get our meeple, and I'm just going to upgrade my association. I'm also going to take this guy here. I've already got 1 of each of these that can be helpful with that. Need 3 cards anyway. I will upgrade the association. I'm going to play the sponsor card, which is going to give me income. It's also going to give me a science tag, a microscope. This requires 3 microscopes, so if I take the 2 microscope, I'll have that. I don't know if I'll do that yet, but that's certainly something I should be looking forward to, though. Either way, this is going to give me 3 income and $3, so that's also nice. All right, I'm going to drop our build for an X, and then after that I'm going to grab this green, I think. So I'll be able to put this guy out. However, I'm going to want to grab some cards to sacrifice to that anyway. Alright, trying to reassess what's happening here. The blue player spent the last turn moving their association down to 1, which leads me to believe he's probably doing that so that he can snap a card. This is the most likely target for that snap. I have the ability to be able to snap from 3 or 4. It's on 4. I'd wanted to get the green and make this able to be done, but even if I do that, I won't be able to spend 2 on upping my green 1 point. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap that card first, and then I'll play the association to take the double microscopes, so that way when my sponsor gets back up, I can play this at max capacity. And I'll be able to spend the $2 to bump my green points up 1. So that's the plan. All right, we did have a break. I was thinking about grabbing the 2 science, putting me to 3 so I could get max capacity on this one. However, this guy here is in range if I take the science and +2, and it can get me another science tag, and I'll have the 2 necessary to play it. I also have the aquatic animal. I can then build on this guy here, build something, build a 2, build a whatever, and grab this card and then play it, and then on my next time around I can drop this down. That's what I think I'm going to do. This gives me a whole bunch of rep. I don't think rep is one of my things, but it's not. But it's certainly useful towards upgrading things, getting another meeple. So that's my plan. And I'll be able to give myself a bump. And it's moving slowly. Okay, there we go. All right, build a 2 enclosure to grab a card. And that's going to be this guy here. I'll play that on my next turn. All right, I'm going to do the sponsor. And I should probably upgrade build. I want to do animals though. Actually, I think I'm going to upgrade the animal. It'll get me towards this. And I'm going to be building a 4 over here anyway, so that won't be a big deal. Let's do that. Alright, I'm just going to grab a couple cards to see if I can put something in this spot or use them to cannibalize for my sunbathing. Either way. looks like yes on the cannibalization. All right, we're going to play animals. We're going to bump up so that we are even with this reptile here. I want to play him first. I guess it probably doesn't matter at this point, but all right, it is telling me. All right, so I'm going to then sell 2 cards. Get rid of these 2. These are basically the same. This gives me another tag, though, so I want that. All right. Confirm the sell on that. And now I can have the money to play him. I don't want to sell any more cards, so we're done with that. Looks like I'm drawing cards. So I don't have any money to do anything else. I can dig, huh? I don't see any real problem. I can't use this guy. I might as well get rid of him. All right. I'm on. Green, huh? That's not bad. I don't get to snap those, so. All right, not bad. That's real nice, but probably not likely to be done. Down there. I don't know about that. I don't think I'm going to be able to play this one, though. I do have the bear. You know what? I think I'm going to discard this one. I'm going to hang on to this one. It's an extra 2 points for the bear. I am in competition with animal categories with the red player, which he really doesn't have much anyway. I'm going to do that. This is a minimal gain. It's going to get me $3, 1 point and $3 income. That's good, but I think this may overall be better. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to do the reptiles at 4. This came up. The blue player did that, and he would have grabbed a predator. I'm thinking about doing this, actually. I can open up 2 spots with that. I use reptiles. I am going to need the money, though. Maybe I'll save that one for a future one and just take the income. All right. I'm thinking about taking this thing. $10 is nice, but this might really help me with points later on. Unless, of course, the brakes are going fast and furious. What can I do with $10 right now, though? Not a ton. Yeah, I'm taking this. Lets me lift up something if I need whatever. And then we do this. Alright, this is the one I'm going to end up keeping. I should have bears over him. I've already got 3 reptiles to his nothing, so we're doing okay with this. This one's pretty hard. We had to pick a continent icon and get a bunch of them. Yeah, I'm going to try to diversify so I can get the continent diversity with the rhino, so I'm going to get rid of this one. All the final game scoring cards have been discarded. Again, I kept diverse species zoo. That's playing against the red player here. I've got the option to donate my last $5 for an additional green or conservation point. I think I'm going to do that. And then maybe I'll use this guy here with an X token in a bit, or use that and move down. Typically, I like to leave $5 in my kitty at least, especially if I've got some really good cards that can be stolen. But if you look, the red player doesn't have any open enclosures to play a monkey. And while there is a 3 enclosure here for the blue player, it seems unlikely that he's going to play a monkey that's going to be able to pilfer and only cost 7. I mean, it would be a 10 with a 10 with a 3 discount or something like that. But again, they don't go in 3 enclosures anyway. You could certainly, put a smaller animal in there, but it doesn't seem right. So I'm going to mostly confidently pay for the additional what is now 3 points. There's been no break. I'm gonna play this card here. I gotta use the next token, but I think this is important to get on my hand, and that way I can maybe snap this card to use later. I know this gives them money, but gives us a lot of points. There's been no break. I did want to grab this release. I've got 2 of the green ones. This is the cheapest one. I lose 3 points for this one. I'm obviously not going to release the Cobra, so this will be the one I'll release later on. I know I could technically play this from the board, but I'm going to be tight on money, it looks like, so I'm going to snap it, because I've got the ability to snap in this game. All right, we're going to build 5 for this big guy here. This is the only spot we can legally play it. I wish I had built something here at some point to capture this 5, because I'm going to need to hit that 5. So right now I have $18 and I need 20. So it's likely my next action is going to be building a kiosk probably right here. Not real efficient, but I do want to be able to utilize the double association, so I don't want the break to happen anytime soon. All right, so I need to get $2 more, as it was the blue player grabbed my sponsor, which wasn't a problem. I had planned on building a kiosk here anyway. Not a great turn, but a turn that was necessary. So now we're at $21. We can play our elephants and have our doubler on the association while it's at 5. We shouldn't have a threat for the break. All right, now it's time to build the bear. We'll get one with this and then another one of those when this guy drops here. I don't have another one to play, nor any money, so we're good. All right, now I get to do the association twice. I do have this little guy here that lets me pull one off. I shouldn't need to do it. I have all 4 of my meeples, and in fact, I debated doing. There's 3 different. I can do this one, or even this regular predator one. So I've got 3 different ones I can do. I could just do 2 back-to-back and get some bonuses. But I do want to upgrade cards of all things, since I'm up there getting ready to get bonuses. I don't have the cards one. I need my diverse species over the red player, which I have right now. So this one isn't as nice. However, I do have 3 reptiles to 0, so releasing a reptile isn't a big deal. At least, hopefully it won't be a big deal. So anyway, I'm going to do this, but I want to get, I've got 3 science tags. I want to get a 4th, and I want to do this one. So I'm going to take university, and let's get an extra animal tag. 1, it deprives my competitors of getting it. No one's claimed this yet, so this could be a 2nd for the red player or a 4th for the blue player. Let's upgrade my cards. Again, this is very odd. Normally, build is either the 1st or 2nd thing I upgrade. And I don't even know if we're going to be able to upgrade in this game, because I don't know that I'm getting 2 of these. At any rate, let's take a predator. Oh, look at that. That is a beautiful thing. All right, so after playing an animal, we can boost our association back up to 5. That's beautiful. At any rate, let's do another one. And this time we will do this. This is one called Predator Management Plan. All right. We want the middle one. That's going to give us 2 rep bump. Very nice. I kind of want to do a build, and I got 2 things I want to build actually. I can put a 4 up here and a 3 over here without needing the build upgraded, so it takes some cash. I always like to have the X tokens, but we're only at 3 on the break, so I think it's better to take the money. And now we get to draw a card. Doesn't Doesn't look like anything that I can't even use this one. That's not great. Let's just draw random. See what we get. And it's something we can play. Look at that. Nice. All right. I don't know that I want to donate. I do want to do a build. I won't have enough to build a 4 here, so even though it's cheap and only 7, yeah, I want to put this up. So, oh, this will get me money. This will get me $10. Yeah, let's do this. Let's donate. I'm going to make a note. You can see I've got $13, which basically I rolled back my donation, calculated some money, and I do want to get this guy out in this rotation before the break if I can, or at least get stuff built for him and not have to worry about people thieving from me with the pilfer card. So I need a 3 building, which is at 3, and I need a 4 sponsor, which it's at 4. Ideally, I'd like to build the 3 first to get that in the rotation first so that I can build a 4 up here for the Rhino. Unfortunately, we're at 5 on the break, and this could be 5, 6, 7, which could end it. I don't want to end it with these 4 cards in my hand, so I'm going to do the sponsor first. It's not as optimal, but I don't want to take a risk if I don't have to, especially with this kind of lead. So it's going to give me 1 green points, which equates to 3 points, or 3 tickets, I guess, and then $10. All right, so I'm going to build a 3. I know it's on a 4, but I want to make sure that I get the Predator at 4 if I can get it. So I'm going to build this here and move the carts all the way down. All right, so I have stuff plotted out to end the game. Essentially, at this point, I want to play this card. I'm going to release the smaller one of these 2, which will net me 6, and an additional 3 from the rep bump on that. I'll grab the 3 X's, and then I will use an X to build the 4 enclosure here, grabbing me yet another X. I will use the animals to put both of the guys up top, these guys, and that will bring my association back up to 5, and then I can play an association. Hopefully this one. But if he's got a 4th Predator, that's going to be problematic. He's probably going to take it. Otherwise, I'll have to use a diversity and figure out, probably waste a turn to get an X. That's the plan at this point. So I'm going to use my X token and do the release. Chinese Water Dragon. Again, we want the X tokens. This gets us the additional points for that. We will not donate. We're 50. This is going to cost 38, and I need another 8, so $46 to do what I need to do, so I can't do that. All right. He didn't, in fact, play an animal, so we'll be able to do that. I mean, either way, we're going to end up with the same amount of points, whether we do this guy and maybe a rep bump enough to get us to here versus getting the Australia tag with 3 X tokens, and then we'll already have yellow, and then we can play the diversity. It'll come out to the same, but I'd rather get one to deny the other players and then not put out an easy one for them to do. At any rate, we got to bump this up to make a 4. Drop it there. We need it by mountain. It's by mountain. We'll get at the X token we just spent back, so we'll be at 3. The blue player played the Siberian Tiger, giving him his 4th tag. 4th predator tag, that is. So it's likely I won't be able to do the 4 on the predators, but I'll have the diversity one anyway, so it shouldn't matter. So let's play my animals. I don't need any of these cards that I can tell. I've only been playing the 2 that I have. Let's just take one from the deck. All right, we've got this guy here and a 3. My bonus 2 points and my 3rd polar bear or bear icon. All right, habitat diversity will be able to do at maximum once I get in Australia, which I'll do first. I'm going to put this guy at 5. So I've got 3 X tokens. I can go grab the Australia and then play the diversity as my final action. All right, the blue player took cards. Not sure why, but took cards. I'm going to go with plan A. Either way, we get 15 points. Take 2. We want predators in the middle. This doesn't matter at all. Just do this, I guess. Hey, we'll fill that in. We finally got this surrounded. It took us to the last turn. So this is a kind of a strange game. I didn't upgrade my build ever. It's the first game I've ever not done that. I did play one game where I didn't do the association. But all right, well, we'll come back for the recap and see what happens. All right, so this is a result of the 3-player game. It lasted 26 turns, or I had 26 turns anyway. That's pretty far below my average. My average is like 32, maybe 32, something. I can check my statistics, but I know it's around there. So at least 6 turns below what my normal average is. So it was a quick game. I got that good start with the 2 different placements for special buildings. Now again, I started off with this one in my hand. I built this enclosure to pick up this one from the board. I had to build this to connect so that I could connect these things. I guess it didn't have to be an enclosure. It could have been a ticket and I could have gotten an extra point, but you know, live and learn. I didn't know that I wasn't going to need it as such. I think at the time I had something, but I don't recall exactly. It wasn't at all very close. Again, this was pretty much a blitz game. I had 33 of the conservation points at the end. I think I had 27 going into this, and then I should get the full 4 for this, as well as one more green for this. And I had 3 bears, so that was 1 more. So 6 more. So yeah, I had 27 going into the end point results. So, as I mentioned just a bit ago, this is the first time I've ever not upgraded build. That's usually one of the first 2 I do. It's usually either association or build first, and then almost inevitably the other one. I did have one game where I didn't upgrade association at all. I lost that game. I don't recommend doing that, but at any rate, it just kind of goes to show you this is not a typical game flow for me, certainly. But I had to adapt and improvise kind of what's going on. And that's one of the things that makes this a great game. You have to do the best thing that you can do for that particular game given the circumstances, and you have to be able to assess what those things are. All right, if you have any comments, please post. I will post this and propose a rematch to these guys and see what happens.